All right. Hey guys, this is a simple tutorial because anything that is true is going to be pretty simple. This is a very simple tutorial you will be able to follow with me on how to do personal predictions. You can also call them projections because sometimes they are. There is a difference. Now, the original Office program was designed for personal predictions. That's all I ever used it for in prison. It was only years later that others basically brought it to my attention that there is no difference. There's no distinction between personal predictions and professional or business related predictions. It's the exact same formula. We have to employ Protocol Prime. Protocol Prime is not a part of sports gambling. It can't be unless you're a player on the field. So, Protocol Prime is the actual date that the software is being used on any one thing. The applications are there's an infinitude of applications. I can't restrict it. I can't even really provide a list. Your good days. We all know that there are times in our life when anything we do just it doesn't matter how much energy we expend, nothing goes right. And there are other days in our life. You have to excuse me because I'm enjoying my second Modelo after chainsawing for about 4 hours. I've been chainsawing these. I got 4 trees I took down. Contractors took down 4 trees on my property, and that's a lot of wood. And I'm burning it. I'm slicing it down and I'm burning it. Ah, Modelo puts that fire back in me because that's some energy depletion work. So if I had a chart in front of me right now that you could see, we would have all kinds of coordinates in a linear framework that I could tell you all these zeros, they don't mean anything to you, but look at these ones. Look at these ones. They don't seem to be in any formula, they're all random. These are the dates in your life when things are moving in the direction that you're trying to flow. And those are the dates. And you remember, oh, we all had those dates. Those are the dates. You have no idea how mathematical this is, but you don't see it that way and you don't experience and you don't feel it that way. But you get up in the morning and with just a minimal amount of effort, everything you do goes right. Even when you're not trying to accomplish something, you still do it. You still finish all kinds of things. When once half the day is over, without even expending any effort, you have already finished many goals that for days and weeks and even months on end, you got nowhere. You were static. You stagnated somewhere along the way, and it's been in your way, and it's been a hurdle, and it's been giving you an attitude, and it's been like Morpheus told Neo, it's like a splinter in your mind. And you know you need to do this. You need to, and every excuse in the world comes up. The energy is not in the field for you to entertain that problem. You know this. It happens all the time. And then there are dates in your life when you did not even wake up thinking about doing these things that have been an impediment to you, and you do them all in one day. And then even more. And then by the end of the day, you still got free time to do all kinds of things. And it doesn't matter how much energy you expend on the days that the arithmetic is working against you, all the energy in the world, all the money in the world will not accomplish these ends. But when the energy in the field is flowing with you, when you're vibrating in resonance with the very things that you've been putting off, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you're vibrating on those, everything like clockwork, no effort, done, 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 and you're amazed ex post facto that damn, I've been putting all this off forever, and it was just so easy, inconsequential. I did it so fast, I wasn't even thinking. I'm going to show you those days. I'm going to show you how you can find those days. Personal and professional predictions are no different. Protocol Prime must be used. Let me give you an example right now. You're looking at the screen right now. If you can see it, that is a March 11. I can't blow this up. This is a touch screen, but I can't. This is really, I like the way Doug designed this. There's a lot of things I cannot do. Even though it's touch screen, I can't manipulate this program. So I can't make it bigger. But it's March 11 in the X1 box. X1 is a date. We're just going to use a good example. We're just going to say, this is a date that you had a blast with your kids. Not all dates are like that because your kids aren't, sometimes they're not respectful. Sometimes you guys aren't getting along. Maybe you're estranged. Maybe you're divorced. I don't know what your personal situation is, but for some reason, not all the time you're around your kids is it really a good day. But you do know 2 days in your past. Just 2 is all you need. You do know 2 days in your past when you and your kids had a blast, and there was no friction, there was no animus, there was no back talking, there was none of that. You guys were in the family flow, and you know those 2 dates. And we're just going to say right here, for example, that March 11th on the screen, 2025, was one of those days. And in your journal, you pull out a second date. It happens to be April 24th, which is almost a month and a half later, that you had another one of those days with your kids where everything was just awesome. So we're going to run those 2 dates. When we run those 2 dates, they are, because this is a personal projection. You're not measuring anything in the field. This is personal to you. We have to add Protocol Prime. Protocol Prime is the date that the prediction is being made. So we add, right up here it says ADD by the X dates. X1 and X2 are 2 different dates of events in your life, in the personal or in the professional, at work, or in whatever you're trying to do if you're an entrepreneur. X1 and X2, these events in your life must be relative. The energy in the field in those dates is the same for you. That's what makes them relative. That's why you can put them on this predictions chart. X1 is very close to X2. They're both dates that involve you. They're both dates that involve your kids, and they're both dates where the same outcome occurred, where you and your kids had. Here are 3 different fundamentals right all to both dates. Now, the third date is the date you press add. The date menu pops down and there's an extra. There's a new date. This new date is today. It's July 28th. Today you ran this prediction. So let's go to July. Here's the arrows back and forward for the months. There's July. Today is the 28th. There's July 28th. Let me minimize this so we can all get it in the field. There we go. Now, July 28th is X3. It's Protocol Prime. It is a date that's necessary because you are now a part of the very mathematical construct that you are using to see into basically future dates when the same energy is in the field. And that energy involves your kids. It involves you. It involves you with your kids, and it involves a good time. March 11th, 2025, April 24th, 2025, July 28th, 2025. The very first output date is August 13th. That's how far. It's 2 weeks from now. About 2 weeks from now. So in this hypothetical here, the Cypher program is showing you that August 13th, there's some of that energy in the field. It's also showing you that 2 days later, on August 15th, there's some of that energy in the field. August 24th, again, there's some of that energy in the field. But September 9th, that energy is far more potent than the 3 previous dates. You can see September 9th right here. It's got 2 hits. It's a 1.5 on the score. And it's also a MSRF hit, a multispatial recognition filter hit. The first 3 are not hits on the filtering system, but is not only is it an MSRF hit September 9th, but look what number it is. 138. For those of you new, you can hover the cursor, you can hover over anything, and it's going to give you, the program is going to tell you the properties. Like this right here tells you which algorithm singled out this date. Why it's a 1.5 is because it also hit the MSRF. So this is a date that you would really pay attention to, but it's not the one in September that you should really, really, really look at. It's really intriguing, but you in later September back where the energy in the field is at its maximum, involving you, involving your kids, and involving the, and that is September 2020. Looks like a road trip. 2 days right here. These signals right here are much more thin. So it doesn't matter if we're not measuring the dates when you and your kids just really had an awesome badass time. You could be measuring, you could be keeping a journal starting today. You could be measuring just days that you think of were just badass. No effort, everything great. Those are days you need because you can use those dates, single out dates in the future where that same energy. So you can use this exact same formula that I just used. The exact same formula could be used for, dates that were fantastic with a certain person. I don't know who that certain person is in your life, but you do. Can you look at receipts for restaurants or parks or anything you would have done mutually with somebody else, or do you just naturally know the dates? Somebody that you're interested in, somebody that's important to you. Can you pull up 2 dates in your past where you and that individual interacted a lot and everything was kosher, everything was good, it was all favorable? Those dates actually produced future dates when the energy is in the field for a maximum interaction with that individual. Also, just look up your good days. Like I said, use the exact same formula apply some the very date could be the date that you applied for a certain job. You never heard anything back from them, but that's okay. You applied for another job that you really liked even more, hoping to get on April 24th. But nothing ever happened with that either. That's all good. That's okay. That's okay. You can take those 2 dates, add protocol prime, the date that you actually do the prediction, and it's going to provide you dates in the future that just made prime dates. You got a job really working. We waste time in our lives all the time. This is why I release video something older version of Opus, because it simplified and it works for what I'm doing. What I'm doing is taking the dates of my videos and I'm running them, and I'm taking different subject matters, different playlists, and people respond to me and they tell me all the time, says, damn, man, I got that video, man, I received that video at the exact same time in my life I needed it. And I do my posts on X this way. I do my moves with my employees. I use Opus for all kinds of things. All right. So your X1 and your X2 could be just good days that you had in the past. The exact dates that you had a blast with your kids. They could be fantastic dates that you had with a significant other. Maybe they didn't pan out. but there's still dates that you had with someone, and you have those dates, and you can run Cypher to provide you future dates when these are the dates that you need to be dating on, not the ones that Cypher's not indicating. You need to tap into the energy in the field that is connected to those two dates that you entered into the system that you want to feel those same feelings again or better. You could run Cypher on dates that you applied for something that you were seeking. You could run it on the time you began a certain class. You could run Cypher on a development in that class, an achievement in that class, the day you signed up for the class, the day you arrived to the class, and then a major achievement in the class. There's three, there's X1, X2, and X3. Protocol Prime is X4. Add that, and you'll have future dates in there that are relative to what you're trying to achieve in that class. If you like to plan social events, Cypher is something you could use of great utility. If you have two dates in the past where you planned events that people enjoyed, you know those two dates. Add Protocol Prime, the date of the prediction. You have three, X1, X2, X3. Cypher is going to provide you future dates. When these are, it's going to give you the dates in the future that the energy is in the field for you to maximize on your potential for providing even better social events. My dogs are my dogs are going crazy on somebody. You could run Cypher on dates that you got a lot done. You cleaned out an attic. On another date, you cleaned your storage out. Man, it's time to hit that garage, but you've been avoiding the garage for 6 years. And a lot of the things from the storage in the attic ended up in the garage. You can run those two dates that you got a lot done, clearing out the storage and the attic. And Cypher's going to show you the dates in the future where minimal energy and your attitude will be good, so it won't even feel like work. You're going to clean the garage. The dates that you could set out to do it. The applications are endless, but you have to understand that expectation affects a random number generator. This has been scientifically shown more than once. So if expectation can affect a random number generator, then excuse me, someone who is excited, someone who even just believes that Cypher could work, will find in Cypher a tool of great utility. At the same time, somebody who is hypercynical, somebody who is vibrating on a negative frequency, even when they believe they're applying the right means, something is tweaking them. They're doing something that's affecting the math. Well, that's how powerful we are. This is a psychosomatic experience. It always has been. It always has been. Remember what the Chinese said. When the right man makes use of the wrong means still work in the right way. So what that means for you is that you're using something and you believe in its possibility, and yet you're using something and you know that it's worked in the past, and you're using something and you're excited about it, then that means even a slight mistake that you made will still produce the correct output. Process that for a minute. So you could use Cypher on two dates that you know that your boss was completely out of character. You could use Cypher on X1 and X2 or two different dates when your boss actually gave somebody a raise to everybody's surprise. Actually threw a Friday party and bought pizzas and Cokes or whatever for everybody. Totally against his past 19 years of character. Two dates really set out. You can add those in X1 and X2. X3 is Protocol Prime the day you run the prediction. And the program is going to show you the dates in the future when your boss is going to be resonating close to that frequency again. Those are dates that you compliment your boss and back off. Maybe give them a gift and back off. Or maybe just strike up a conversation with your boss and back off. And you see that Cypher shows a couple more dates. And one of them is a mega date with 5 hits. So you take action on those dates, slowly building, backing off. And then on that mega date, that's when you have an interaction with your boss that's meaningful. That's when you go for what you want. So beer got me coughing. I haven't been coughing in months. Oh, it might be all that pine. Yeah, I've been chainsawing all that pine. So it could be the date of an idea, the date of an activity of an idea, the date of launch of an idea, successful trades that are initiated. Listen, it's very important for a day trader, someone playing in the markets, to understand the difference between objective and subjective. You cannot mix these up. Objectivity is a bunch of guys on a hockey court. Objectivity is a bunch of guys on a football field. Objectivity is a bunch of random numbers of values for different stocks, fluctuations going up and down daily on different stocks. This is all objective. You're measuring things in the construct. You are measuring things in the backfield programming of our experience. Subjectivity is completely different. This requires protocol prime. All protocol prime is the exact date you run the prediction. Running personal and professional predictions on yourself is very important, not just for the personal and for the professional, but also for the day trader. If you're running Cypher to see whatever fluctuations in the markets or whatever, that's good. But you should always first run Cypher on yourself. In the personal, what are the past 2 or 3 dates that I made significant trades, that I did anything relative to what I'm trying to accomplish? You run Cypher on those, and you pay attention to those future dates, because those are dates that whenever you're doing with Cypher on the markets, that you're going to have maximum advantage. Same thing with the gambler. It doesn't change for the gambler. The gambler is measuring objective phenomena. The gambler is not a halfback on the football field. A gambler is not a forward on the basketball field. A gambler is not teeing off on a golf course. The gambler is objectively watching something in the field and trying to produce an outcome, trying to figure out what the outcome is going to be. That's objective prediction. You cannot use Protocol Prime. But the gambler can use Protocol Prime on himself. What are the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dates that the gambler actually made successful bets? And they were good. Not a day where you lost more money than you won, but a day where you came out ahead. Those dates the gambler can run on himself and include Protocol Prime, the date of the prediction. And then it like a shotgun blast into the future. Oh, Cypher's going to provide a few dates in the future. And it's going to remove hundreds of dates from the future when the energy is not in the field for the gambler to proceed. But the dates that Cypher shows that are connected in the field to the past dates that were entered as X1, X2, X3, whatever, where the gambler had good days, those are the days that the gambler needs to run Cypher on whatever he's trying to measure and place his bets. The day trader measuring the objective and the gambler measuring the objective need to run the system on themselves first, and then act accordingly on the dates that OPHIS indicates, or Cypher. So I don't want to promote confusion. As Cypher is got so many new things to it, I can't call it OPHIS anymore. So it was the same system, but a lot of changes. So it's Cypher now. Oh, let's see. What have I covered that? Yeah, the dates you hired good employees, for those in business, the dates you hired good employees. 2 dates in the past is all you need when you hired good employees. Why waste your time? You got too many other things to do as an entrepreneur. You don't need to waste your time unless its Cypher is indicating dates in the future connected to the dates when you hired 2 good employees. There may be 2 or 3 weeks in between some of these dates. Don't find something else to do. But on the dates that's indicated by Cypher from your X1, X2, X3 dates, Protocol Prime, whatever, those are the dates that you put out your advertising that you're looking for employees. And then when the next date comes out, that's the date that you set to meet the employees. And then the next date, the next big date after that is the one with the most Cypher hits. That's the date that you choose which one you're going to hire. It works itself out. The program helps you read the field. It's on you as far as what you input for the program to be able to read the field accurately. Then it's on you again to take the output and act on the dates that Cypher read the field. Told you from the beginning, this is going to be psychoactive. It is going to be interactive. This isn't something you can objectively do and think the program's going to do all the work for you. It's not. It's not. It is a tool. It is a tool that gives you way more advantage than anybody else in the human family. So don't take advantage of it, but use it. You could be, I mean, two dates in the past that you secured good bids, good contracts, you can measure them. It's going to give you dates in the future when the energy is in the field for you to secure good bids and contracts to further your business even more. Those are dates to act, to release advertising, to release marketing, whatever, to be somewhere, to bid, whatever. The last 2 dates, you made very good sales. Every salesman knows when they made good commissions. Yeah, take those dates, run them through Cypher, add Protocol Prime. You got dates in the future when you need to take actions to do exactly what you did in those dates that you entered in X1 and X2, which was you made good sales. So do acts accordingly in the future on the date Cypher indicates. These are just a few small examples. That's all these are, is just a few small examples to give you an idea of the plethora of possibilities, of the things that you can use. Now, let's see. I wanted to keep this as simple as possible, just so you'll know. It's you may have to listen to this one or two more times. But I know we have the doors locking here in about 2 or 3 days. At the end of the month, the doors are locked. And we start NFL predictions, and we're going to put a team together, and we're going to have different members on the team. We're going to have different functions. We are going to run Cypher against the NFL experts. We're going to be using Cypher not as a singularity, but as a tool in a toolbox full of tools. We're going to be looking at what everybody says for every NFL game. We're going to look at other experts. We're going to put Cypher up against the field in our weekly predictions. And many people are going to be playing roles. Some people are going to be providing some data. Others are going to be providing other data. I'm going to provide a chart. We're going to need to fill that chart up with those who are going to participate. But anyway, I want to keep this as short as possible. And I'm starting to burp up Modelo. And I need to get this uploaded as fast as possible. I seem to have had some audio issues with the first half of this video, so I switched over to the full screen.